So last January I did this thing called plagiarism. Basically what I did was I made fun of a video game sins channel, which was basically a copy of a channel called Cinema Sins, who just goes through a movie and just points out all the little tiny problems that nobody would really care to notice. I then did the same thing to his videos in the style of JXE, also known as Cinema Sins. This year I'm gonna do the same thing, finish what I've started, but make the videos better. And to save time, I'm gonna do multiple videos inside of one video. Like today. Today, I'm going to be talking about the things wrong with Gaming Sins' Uncharted videos. Also, just to let you know, none of these comments are done in malice. It's just a bit of fun, and also me trying my best to make this funny and not boring.
Reading.
Making that sin even though you include superfluous subtitles in your video. Using game footage with a very distracting watermark. Alright, now here's an interesting story. It took a really long time to actually find these videos because for some reason, Gaming Sins has turned into a channel that just re-uploads game cutscenes. And so because of that, they unlisted all of their Game Sins videos. Now, I'm not saying there's an issue with that particularly. It just kind of makes me sad that they unlisted all of their videos and are now just a personality-less cutscene re-uploader.
So what'd you do to piss him off?
Kind of a long story.
The "it's a long story" cliche.
The sinning something for no reason other than it being a cliche.
She managed to keep the camera dry after jumping into the water. I'm calling bullshit.
Censoring the subtitles, but not the actual word for some reason. Like, I don't care either way, but at least be consistent.
The search for El Dorado cliche.
Well, it is a game about looking for El Dorado, so I'm not exactly sure what you were expecting. Also, the use of the word cliche makes me think that you think that searching for El Dorado just happens in every other adventure IP out there, when that's pretty far from the case. And finally, yet again, the sinning something for no reason other than it being a cliche.
Last page was torn out.
The missing the last page cliche.
I would say the sinning the cliche thing again, but I don't even think that's a cliche at all, so I'm just gonna ding this because it's stupid.
There's nothing here, Nate.
Thanks a lot, Captain Obvious.
Most of your sins are just you pointing out things that happen in the game.
Renowned archaeologist slash cave robber spooked by bats.
Well, just because he probably comes across a lot of bats doesn't mean he's impervious to getting spooked by them.
Good limey pirate.
No, it wasn't Drake. Looks like the Spanish got here before he did.
Overly obvious clue is overly obvious.
You know that thing I said before? Well, pretend that I said it again. Also, yeah, it was an obvious clue and all, but they just got here.
I'm not looking for a lousy piece of tin.
But the helmet isn't made of tin. It would have been made of either iron or brass.
Sully, as we all know, would certainly be aware of that, and would totally care.
In the world of Uncharted, fire dissolves wood.
That wood is not dissolving. It is just moving, which is a sin, just not the one that you pointed out.
Hey, something's happening.
There's something happening here.
Instead of setting the scene for whatever reason, he instead plays a song. Cool.
We were going to add a sin because this game ripped off Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Then we realized that this game came before Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, so we're tacking on a sin to that movie. You're welcome, Cinema Sins.
Okay, so what you're doing here is you're sinning this game because of a movie that came out after it, because that movie is bad and the original IP inspired this one. Another pointless musical sequence counted as a sin.
Nate only takes one piece of gold.
This subtitle stays on screen for way too long.
Our rough around the edges hero meets an arsehole archaeologist on his expedition through the jungle.
Censoring the word ass by only covering one S instead of both. Also, censoring a word in text, but not when you say it.
We need a jump scare. What should we use?
That's not a jump scare. Also, jump scare is one word.
I know I'm not a big-time treasure hunter like you, but I doubt you're gonna find El Dorado in there.
Instead of trying to figure out how to get Nate out of jail, she decides to crack some wisecracks.
She does help him though. she starts talking about a way to break him out, like, immediately after the part you sinned.
Wait a minute, I want to show you something.
That thing still works?
Uh-huh.
There is no way it still works, but instead of making it, I don't know, waterproof, they have Nate casually ask if it still works.
It is waterproof. I don't think the game needs to say that to prove that it's waterproof, considering all the times she's been in the water.
This camera's recorded 54 minutes of footage, but it has barely used any battery. Either that, or the battery has gone down by 53%, and the battery icon indicator hasn't changed. Either way, it's a sin.
No, it's not.
Journalist who hadn't fired a gun at the beginning of the game can suddenly fire a shotgun with one hand.
That's because she's been firing guns for hours at this point and has gotten accustomed to it.
I'm calling bullshit.
Censoring words but not the dialogue.
I can't hold on! Give me your other hand!
Why doesn't he give her his other hand?
Because he's holding on to the bridge.
Because fuck physics.
Did you, like, forget to put in the bleeps or something? Like, it's not that fucking hard.
This is completely unacceptable.
The protagonist happens to hear the plans of his enemies cliché.
The sinning something for no reason other than it being a cliché.
It's a trap!
He'd make Admiral Akbar very proud.
Neat! But that's not a sin. That's a reference.
There's nothing here.
This is getting so old.
Archaeology pun not intended, I suppose?
Ha! That's funny.
Jake, if we don't make it out of here, I just want you to know, I hate your guts.
Now, that's just corny. The standards of this game are way too high for that type of stuff.
No. Maybe the next few games, but this game... yeah, no.
And they all lived happily ever after, and there was no need for a sequel, but they still made one. Not quite sure if to take office in here, or to add one. Let's just not do anything, and call it a day.
Yet he adds a sin anyway.
Reading.
Making that sin even though you include superfluous subtitles in your video. This watermark.
It has become such a convention to start games in media res that they do it even when it's totally fucking unnecessary.
Sinning the opening because it started in medias res. Also pronouncing in medias res wrong.
Totally fucking unnecessary.
Censorship. Yeah, I know I sinned the last video for having censorship in the dialogue but not in the speech, but that was because of inconsistency. Here it's a sin because of censorship in general. Not that I really give a shit, but whatever.
I mean, what could possibly go wrong?
See, if they'd been clever, they would have started with this, and then cut to him in the train. Then there would have been some comedy. Instead, we already know exactly what goes wrong.
Yeah, but that's just your opinion, man.
Nate passed out. Cue flashback.
Describing what's happening and sinning it.
Trust me.
Is it just me, or is she a bit too manly?
Being a dick.
Why are they breathing so hard? What they do, just have sex?
The awkward timing of that sin. Also, sex funny, lol.
There's the tower. Getting closer. Appreciate that update, Captain Obvious.
Nate would be awesome at gaming sins.
And so would Flynn, considering how often you just regurgitate what's happening on the screen and then ding it.
Ladies first.
We've decided that Harry's one big cliche, so we're adding on a sin.
The sinning something for no reason other than it being a cliche.
What does frivolity mean?
Nate's fluent in 13th century Latin, but he doesn't know what frivolity means.
Yes, because if you can decipher sic parvis magna, you obviously know the definition of a word that nobody uses.
Hurry it up, you haven't got much time.
Why not steal the journal? Do you have something against stealing all of a sudden?
He's actually in front of an entire desk of info, and he can't exactly shove the desk in his back pocket.
Are you sure about this?
Desperate times, right?
What does that mean?
Either Nate really doesn't know what that means, or he's trying to be funny. Either way, it's a sin.
No, it isn't.
Nate, that's right where Lazarevich's camp.
The Russian bloke whose name we can't pronounce.
Lazarevich.
The "you're not coming with me" cliche.
The sinning something for no reason other than it being a cliche.
Using a gun to zip down a zip line. I'm calling bullshit.
He's already done it before this part. Also censorship.
Put him out of his misery!
Why not just shoot him?
I think it's because Nate is, too far away?
We have to climb the train again? Seriously?
Yeah, and?
Then, you will go to the Dagobahs.
Reference does not equal sin.
Instead of helping Nate, this arsehole just stares at him.
Censorship inconsistency.
Power is precisely the problem. With great power comes great responsibility.
I just gave you a sin about references like a second ago. Slow down.
Two sins here. First, how did an ice bridge like that form? Second, holding onto a snowy ledge with your fingertips.
Well, the second one does sound plausible considering it was only a few seconds.
Convenient handholds are convenient.
Uncharted 2 is full of convenient ledges.
Reads the doors of Durin.
Reference does not equal sin.
I don't know what they're worried about. She looks pretty much perfect.
No, she doesn't. She looks like, well, a grenade just blew up in her face. Which it did. Also being creepy.
Counting your chickens before they're hatched.
Yeah, but, he kind of had a reason to.
I won't kill you, but I don't have to save you.
How come the second half of this video is like 3/4 references and 1/4 substance?
Reading.
Making that sin even though you include superfluous subtitles in your video. Also, rip British narrator, I guess.
Enjoying yourself, pal?
These black bars don't reach the end of the screen.
Oh yeah, you're a comedian.
You're a comedian. Cliche.
The sinning something for no reason other than it being a cliche. Even though that's not a cliche. Also, delivering dialogue like that.
Talbot's not really in a position to make threatening demands. Does he know who the f*** he's talking to?
Censorship.
Sincerely, they look like they're hitting one another with sock and boppers. Does anyone remember sock and boppers?
More fun than a pillow fight.
No? Okay.
What the hell was that?
The big menacing oaf cliche.
The sinning something for no reason other than it being a cliche.
We call bullshit on this one.
Censorship.
This a private party or can I join in?
Be my guest.
We get it. The whole private party, be my guests pun. If we wanted dad jokes, we would spend time with our lame dads rather than play video games.
Or watch gaming sins.
3 droplets of rain that fell does not constitute the use of an umbrella.
Can people really not see the very obvious rain effect in this scene?
It would take a ton of imagination on our end to make us believe that Marlowe even has the strength to slice a ham and cheese sandwich in half.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Quédate afuera.
The "and stay out" cliche, only this time it's in Spanish.
El cliché de paquer algo sin más que ser un cliché. Well, I gave that a try.
No one seems to mind or notice that there's a gringo boy hopping around like a spider monkey.
Spider monkey.
Catherine.
Who do you think you are, boy?
Truly concussion worthy.
She slapped him. It's not concussion worthy.
Discount corpses from The Ring. You know, the ones that look like they just watched the Battlefront 2 trailer. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Check it out.
Shit like that.
I gotta say, I'm losing the plot here.
Acknowledging the plot for the sake of the plot.
That's a real saying, though.
I've been trying to reach you for over 24 hours.
Oh, right, I need to top up my minutes.
You're using a prepaid phone?
Mate, those contracts are a complete rip-off.
Who the hell uses a prepaid phone?
Cutter does.
Guys, we don't have much time.
Come on, go!
Hey, it's totally that guy's fault for not moving.
Sin why?
Conveniently locating Talbot is convenient. Really, what are the odds? Does Sully have a radar for, bitch-assness?
Censorship.
Well.
It's cute.
What?
Because it's a well.
Well. If it isn't another lame dad pun.
I'm feeling a strange, indecipherable feeling of negativity right now.
It's like we're walking in a theme park with that discount Universal Studios logo.
Shitty sins.
You've won, okay? You've outsmarted her. You know where to find the city, and Marlowe doesn't. can't that be enough?
Just goes to show that marriage does not guarantee ever fully understanding your spouse. Elena still doesn't get Nate. It's not a phase, woman.
Insisting on ending every sin on some terrible joke. I don't exactly know what to call these, as they aren't funny.
Drake. Marlowe's waiting.
Let's get this straight. Whenever you take this hallucinogen, you're gonna hear Talbot's weird, erotic voice.
Nope. This is him running, and the audio is after, when Talbot is talking to him.
Ugh, what a creep. He's like a shoulder caress away from making Nate his new girlfriend.
Is this even the same channel as before?
In every other action movie, there's always the slow, cunning circle around the tied-up hero. This is what we call the impending torture interrogation cliche.
The sitting something for no reason other than it being a cliche.
Did someone give Nate a Popeye serum or something? He's outnumbered by a bunch of giants and he's still managing to kick ass.
This isn't even the first time he's beaten up a dozen people on his own, yet it's the first time you seen it. Also, Popeye serum? I think you mean to say spinach.
He must be half fish or merman. There's no doubt. He swallowed at least a gallon of salty seawater by now.
Yes, but did he inhale? I'm not exactly sure if you know this, but you can actually swallow water without it killing you. Evident by the fact that you're alive.
Correction. Nate is definitely a cat.
Nate is not a cat.
Nothing phases this son of a bitch.
Censorship.
How did Nate know exactly what room Elena's in? Convenient Elena is convenient.
Maybe Elena took them there before, or told them before, or did literally anything off screen that would allow him to show up here. Also pronouncing Elena's name like that.
The man has spent a significant amount of time in the desert, deprived of food and water while simultaneously being cooked by the sun, and yet, somehow, he has this power to break that damn door down.
You don't sin the fact that he's able to fight and kill a ton of people?
No! Don't let the horses go! They could come in handy later.
In the game, they show very clearly that the horses aren't moving because of the sandstorm that's currently happening.
That's a hell of a thing. What?
No. No. Please.
They killed Sully. This whole game is bullshit.
Whatever that acting was.
That you, kid? Oh, thank God.
Alright. All is forgiven since Sully's not dead. One less sin.
It just hurts when you play with our emotions like that.
Adding a sin for Sully dying and removing it when it's revealed that he's alive, when it should be the other way around.
Reading.
Making that sin even though you include superfluous subtitles in your video. Watermark.
Keep heading towards the island. What else would he do?
Not head towards the island.
Just be careful. It's been in your waistband for the last half hour.
And by half hour, you mean 5 minutes. Right?
No!
This is getting exhausting.
Oh no, he's still down there. No, he's gone.
Nate and Rafe unintentionally succinctly sum up the is Han really dead debate.
Shitty sins.
Oh, wow. Okay, cowboy.
Foreplay in the Drake household involves clucking like a chicken.
Funny sex joke, LOL.
Load?
Yes.
This is taking a really long time.
You have no patience.
When you turn something on, you expect it to... Okay, there we go.
This is great metagaming, worthy of Deadpool, taking off a sin.
Start with the best part.
He says that he takes off a sin, but adds one instead.
Gotcha.
There is no alarm on the door.
How would an alarm detect a standard lock that was broken off of it?
Whoever made this mechanical staircase is a dick.
Censoring words, but not dialogue.
The protagonist conveniently overhears his enemy's plans cliche.
Sinning something for no reason other than it being a cliche.
No.
Reference.
And Avery spent a load of money for nothing.
Censorship.
We interrupt Uncharted 4 to bring you Grand Theft Auto 5.
Nope.
Damn it.
Nate's addicted to phones.
Censoring words, but not dialogue. Also, I think he's being more of a dick to Sully rather than being a dick to, phones.
Remember several hours ago when we started the game in media res? No? That's okay. It was a long time ago. Well, now you're all caught up.
Apparently showing where they are in the story currently is bad because the game started in medias res. Also, pronouncing in medias res wrong.
Right, Seth, can't lose anything else. Besides my life. Except my life.
Reference.
I'm the one that got Samuel out.
We're just gonna go ahead and take our 4 sins.
Okay, I guess, but, why 4? And why does it take 50 years for you to do so?
I could have shot you.
Yeah, you still might, so,
She doesn't call off the cops.
Yeah, because she dies.
Elena's back in the tank top, taking off a sin.
Being a dick.
Convenient torches are convenient. And yes, we really are scraping the bottom of the sin's barrel here.
Implying that you haven't been scraping the bottom of the barrel for a while now.
Some kind of key.
To be precise, it's a skeleton key.
Adding a sin for a skeleton key implies that it's a problem with the game when it isn't.
Let's go find a keyhole.
I'd like to put my key in her hole.
Wanting to shag fictional characters.
We need more genuine moments like this in video games. I think we'll take off another 5 sins.
That took, way too long.
We could do that. Or we could head in that direction, which is a shortcut. Shortcut to what?
Mushrooms!
I don't even think you're trying anymore.
The cold-hearted mercenary apologizes calmly for betraying his boss cliché.
The sinning something for no reason other than it being a cliche. Also, that is insanely specific for a cliche.
The cold-hearted mercenary apologizes calmly for betraying his boss cliché. Let's take off a few sins for this.
Also, there is no sin sound effect at the end of that. Wasting my time.
Oh, she looks good in denim.
Fuck off.
This is the fakest looking dog we've ever seen.
Well, it is fake. So...
Mom? Dad? Anyone?
Also, while it's sort of cool to see that Nate and Elena have a kid, I wonder who thought it was a good idea to have the player loiter around the house with a teenage girl.
I am not exactly sure what point you are trying to make here. Alright, so I said I wouldn't do punishments in this video, but I can't think of a way to end this video, so here goes nothing. So, the combined sin tally for all the videos is, and the punishment will be, or video deletion, although they kind of already done that themselves.